Hello, and thanks for joining us on
Welcome.
yes, welcome. Thanks for joining us on our new segment that we're launching today. So this is the first. We're not numbering them; they're just a thing. And this is us on a haunted pub crawl around the United Kingdom.
Yes.
So we will be picking a pub or multiple pubs during the episode and talking about the haunted stories from that pub.
Yeah, and
So
each week we're going to travel different place in the UK and see what stories and tales we can find.
yeah, so if you have any pubs that are near you that we should have a look at, let us know.
And we're going to start off in the Highlands of Scotland, starting off up north. I did look around like John O'Groats, the proper top end of the country, but couldn't find much. But not too far away, there's a place called Wick,
I've heard of it.
quite up north, and a place called Ackergill Tower.
Oh, okay.
So this behind me is Ackergill Tower. If you're watching the video version,
Yeah.
super old building. It's been named among the UK's most haunted pubs and hotels. Something that around America, there's many most haunted. So I think we'll have a few of these in this series
I reckon.
as well. But this is top travel guide Wanderlust placed the luxury executive retreat 8th in the UK.
Oh, okay.
Dating back to 1476. No one knows who built the castle, but it's had a stormy history over the last 600 years. The tower was once owned by the Keith family, who battled the rival Gunn family for many years, escalated by an event that I'll mention in a moment. The tower was extensively refurbished in the 1990s by former owners John and Harriet Bannister, who established the venue as a 5-star luxury retreat and has offered hospitality to, among others, the likes of Richard Branson, Billy Connolly, Philip Schofield, and many more UK celebrities.
That's celebrities is a strong word for that group. But yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Billy Connolly is a nice,
Yeah.
good comedian. From a bit old, I guess.
He's Scottish as well, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. As well as its idyllic location and stunning exterior, you see it right on the coast of,
Looks beautiful.
I guess, the North Sea. It's
Yeah,
also got a ghost known as the Beauty of Braemore.
lovely.
So this story comes back to a legend that in the 15th century, a young woman by the name of Helen Gunn was abducted on her wedding night by the Keith family, who were the Gunn family enemies mentioned a moment ago. She was brought back to the tower to be kept prisoner by the brutal and vicious Dugald Keith. To escape her abductor's unwanted advances, she flung herself, or fell, from the highest tower of Ackergill to her untimely death below.
Wow.
The stone on which she believed to have fallen, and which bears the outline of her frame, allegedly, can be seen nearby.
Okay.
That is said to be the true beginning of all the feuding between the Gunns and the Keiths. It led to the Battle of Champions in either 1478 or 1464, a judicial combat which led to the massacre of the Gunns by the Keiths at the chapel of St. Tyr, just east of the village.
Well,
So they really didn't like each other,
no.
these two families. Just obviously back in them days, middle times, isn't it? The
Yeah.
15th century. Just having battles between different families.
Bit more brutal back then.
Yeah. Supposedly, her ghost is still seen wandering around the land, known to the locals as the Green Lady, wearing the long red gown with a tall head of long flowing black hair. One staff member who stayed at the tower overnight remembers retrieving a glass of water during the night, only for it to fly off her bedside table and trying to get back to sleep.
Christ.
Could that have been the Green Lady disturbing the
Maybe.
sleep?
Maybe. Yeah. That's that would be pretty freaky.
The next thing's a bit weirder.
Go on.
So there's also been reports about the sound of a drummer in the middle of the night, waking guests up with a fright with the drums loud and clear as day. A sound not unlike that of an executioner's drum roll.
Jesus.
It's not, don't know who the drummer is, but it certainly isn't any of the living. No one's playing drums in the middle of the night. So I guess like an old tower like this.
Yeah.
Just imagine waking up in the middle of the night and it's just like, here, the drum roll going.
Your drink flies off the side. You got a drum roll going, ready for somebody to be shot.
I mean,
Wow.
it's a very nice place. I think you have to have a bit
stunning.
of money to stay there.
It does look nice. It does look
expensive night out.
interesting though that we're talking about the years some of this has taken place way back when we were doing the American episodes. We weren't nearly even half that far back. So I think with our pub crawl, we're definitely going to be going back sometime.
Yeah,
because there's one particular pub that I will mention when we get there.
I wonder what that one is.
And it's about 1,000 years old on that site. So we got some proper old stuff going to be coming over the next few weeks, months, years, possibly.
But there's a lot of pubs, a lot of haunted pubs in the UK.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, no, that's super interesting. Super interesting. That is the sort of like the content we're going to be looking at. And have some good episodes.
And we might even do some live from some of these places.
Yes.
Recorded live on location at some of these pubs and
yes.
venues that we're going to be going to.
Yes. We can do that. Cool.
That's my one. I'm going to have a quick finish, quick half pint at your pub, Greg. Where are we going?
Yeah, so not much to tell at mine. So I've been looking at the Mackay Hotel in Wick as well. So just down the road, hence why I've heard of Wick up in Scotland. And they believe they've got a friendly ghost roaming around.
Always good.
The corridors on misty mornings in the autumn, not dissimilar to this type of year. On one of the rooms, which is in room number 9, it was visited by a World War II fighter pilot. The pilot was stationed at Wick and stayed in the hotel when it was taken over by the Royal Air Force. One of the guests, Paddy, has said that he has had a conversation with the World War II pilot, and the pilot was called Bill. Paddy, who was a pilot himself, always asked for the same room, number 9, when he stayed there, so he could enjoy Bill's ghostly visits.
Nice.
Interestingly, though, the owners of the hotel back in 2020 have said that they've never seen Bill as a ghost, whereas a lot of people who've got a haunting, especially if they're in a pub or a hotel, they generally play up on the fact that they've got a ghost, but these guys have never seen it. So whether or not Bill is real as a ghost or not real as a ghost, or Paddy just likes a little tipple and part of the amber nectar, who knows? But that was just more like a shot than a half pint.
A shot at the Mackay Hotel.
Yeah, before we leave Wick on our journey down the rest of the UK.
I guess that's something with these stories. Obviously with pubs and these places, there are some really, really old pubs. It's been like a thing in the UK for hundreds and hundreds of years, like the local tavern, the local inn.
Yeah.
But it is a place where people drink.
Yes.
And they may have their senses altered a little bit by what they've been up to. Obviously, you go to the pub and not have to drink.
Exactly, like myself.
Obviously. And obviously, when the staff members see stuff, they might have one after work, but they're not generally not drunk whilst working, and they see stuff, and the owners as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of CCTV around now in pubs, and there is a lot of footage where things fall off of the bar and is captured. So we might even have episodes where we'll have a little bit of interspliced footage as well, depending where we go. So I'm looking forward to this, and I think it's going to be a really interesting series that we go through. Like I said at the start, we'll release them weekly as a minimum. We might find, because there's going to be thousands, that we might do the ad hoc one every now and again. So follow us on all the different social media platforms, because some might get released there, some might not get released in other places. But most of all, subscribe to the website.
Yeah.
Go on the website, click subscribe, and you'll be first to hear everything that goes up on social media.
Yep. And this is just a taster of what's to come and our haunted pub crawl around the UK.